Hello, this is Anime Vision, and welcome to What If Deku Had Chakra Part 5, I think? Yeah, I think it is Part 5. So it's currently not raining outside, so once it starts raining, then this should be at least a 20-minute video. So woohoo. Now, Deku, I must say there's actually a month in between the USJ and the, and the, what was it called again? And the Heroes vs. Villains. So, this is the, this is a month, this is the day before the USJ, and Dick is talking to Kurama, and pretty much he brings up the topic about, he finally remembers that Kurama was talking about something during the battle. He had his siblings. And Kurama basically just said, just like all of my previous, all the Jinchuriki, each one of them has a dark version of themselves in their mind, just full of their own negative thoughts. And pretty much, he says you have to go against your darkness in order to use the power of your tailed beast. So Deku thought, okay. And he says, what happens if I don't? And I beat you in battle, and you pretty much, and I get, I'm able to use the chakra. This is when Kurama said that if you ever, you could use a chakra whenever you want then, but if you did, then the chakra would immediately bring out all your darker tendencies, and you just lose yourself to animalistic instinct and rage. So, I'm actually going off of a little bit of some of the Naruto stuff, because it was a dark Naruto, so I'm kind of trying to base it off that, so that way, yeah. Oh yeah, during that month, Deku had learned Sage Mode, and he came up with the same solution that Naruto did. It's not absolutely perfect, but it's still pretty good. He's also learned his Rasengan, and he learned more about his chakra abilities. He's still unable to use the Susanoo, by the way. But anyway, so he decided to go out of the attic and tell his family about his good news. So he got out of the attic, went to the living room where Tsukiji, Inko, and Hisashi were, and Deku pretty much just pulled out his phone that he bought with his own money, because he's currently now working 18 jobs. He's using his shadow clones to work. Well, he trains with his other clones. Deku is pretty much always exhausted. So anyway, he holds out his phone. Where'd you get that? And Deku said, I paid for it. And how'd you get a job? He just says, don't worry about that. And then he said, in fact, you don't have to worry about me for much longer either. And then he shows them what he on his phone. There was a one-bedroom apartment on his thing, on his phone, and he had just rented that one bedroom. Nothing too big, And Deku said that he is moving out, but he has to have Inko's permission. And Inko's like, get rid of the youth. Well, Inko's just thinking in mind, get rid of the useless trash, or not. Because she thinks that he's pretty much been doing all the housework, other than cooking. Actually, he does cook, but he has to make a separate meal for himself, which is just plain rice. Or if he's not doing that, then Inko cooks and just makes Hisashi herself and Tsukichi a great meal. But Deku gets nothing. But a tiny bit of plain rice. Like, I'd say, like, he'd get like 3 bites, and he'd have to make do with that. Like 3 spoonfuls. Well, everybody else gets a huge meal. But Deku finds other food he can eat sometimes from some kids giving him snacks at school. But let's see now. Deku, like, Inko decides she'll sign for permission, and Deku gets to go out on his own. So Deku goes into his new house, and he just thinks of all the new and cool possibilities. He can actually have his own room. He can eat more food. He can do a lot of stuff. And he gets benefits from some of his jobs, too. So, yeah, he's really excited. His rent it's only a 1-bedroom, so it's a pretty small place. Like, the living room, it has a bathroom, living room, kitchen are connected. Well, like, not the bathroom's connected to them too, but it's small, but yeah. I'm gonna say $180 a month. There is a washing. I used to live in this small apartment and have like a little place in the apartment, like towards the middle of every floor. Well, not every floor. Every 3 floors. Now I think about it, it was 6-story. Yeah, it was not up to fire code and kind of burned down. But wasn't living there at the time when it burned down. Moved out 1 week before that. So lucky. Yeah. But there's a place where you wash all his clothes. Well, you have to spend a little money on that, but he thinks it's fine. So he goes out, and he decides he's going to invite some of his friends that he got from school. He tried calling Ida, but ever since the Heroes vs. Villains, he hasn't talked. Tried calling Kaminari, says the Heroes vs. Villains, hasn't talked. Kirishima, says the Heroes vs. Villains, has not talked to him. Pretty much he went through all of his classmates until he got to Uraka and Mineta. And Uraka said she was sorry, but she is busy. So he decided he's just gonna have to hang out with Mineta. this is the only way I could possibly think, like, or anything. Anyway, but Deku and Mineta actually became pretty good friends. But Mineta kind of rubbed off on Deku a little bit. And Deku had heard, had heard about, Kurama talking about, his old, like one of his old, Jinchuriki. His name was Naruto Uzumaki. Whenever he was little, he ended up saving the world. Well, he ended up saving the world with his ninjutsu. He was talking about it, like, it was really dumb. They could ask what the name of it was. And he called it the sexy jutsu. I'm sorry, someone wanted this, so someone wanted me to give him that jutsu. So, like, I have to. So, him and Meta were hanging out. And pretty much, Deku still has not shopped for anything other than, like, he's ordered some pizza or gotten some fast food and bought a trash can. That's pretty much all he has in his house right now. Trash can and fast food thing and stuff. Because he's kind of saving up some of his money so he can buy, so he can actually buy a whole bunch of stuff. So Mineta came over, and they were just kind of talking and playing on their phones and playing the game. And Mineta asked, like, pretty much, what all can you even do with your quirk? And Deku was like, oh, I have this one technique. Well, I have all these different techniques, and he just lists all the jutsu, and whenever he gets to the sex jutsu and the harem jutsu, Mineta's like, show me. And Deku pretty much goes, which one? And Mineta goes, the second one. And pretty much had Mineta tell him to pick a person. And Mineta picked Mount Lady. So, yeah, whatever. I'm sorry. I do not like that. I was just told to give him that. Only way I could ever see Deku ever doing this, if he just had to, if the only friend he had was Mineta, and there's no way I could ever possibly see this. I am so sorry to all of you viewers. Okay, so Deku, after that, he finally got in touch with Uraka, and they saved quite a bit of money, and he decided to invite some other classmates and see if they would come, because he's pretty much gonna have like he's pretty much gonna have a housewarming party and invite some of his classmates. So he sent an invitation to everyone, and the only one sick. And he went out and bought a whole bunch of furniture and everything. So he decided to invite, just to be nice, he invited his siblings and his mom. Surprisingly, they actually came. Then Kirishima also came, Kaminari, Mineta, Uraka, And I'm gonna say 0. And Deku was talking with everyone, and this is when he heard a loud crash coming from the other room. And right outside Deku's window is a fire escape. And when he walks into his room, which he told no one to go into, there was the TV he bought, and that's one of the things he wanted to save up for, was completely broken on the floor. And he saw Inko and Hisashi Tsukiji crawling out the window. And Deku just yelled from the fire escape that he's gonna be billing him for that later. And this is when everybody else came in and saw what happened. Everyone was wondering where his family was, and Deku kind of explained the whole entire situation. And they all kind of became closer. Everyone's still kind of wary of Deku, though, because of what happened during the Heroes vs. Villains. But kind of friendlier towards him. Now, Deku, I'm gonna go ahead and do the USJ. So, the USJ arrives, and everyone gets their everyone's in their hero costumes. Deku is pretty much what's in the picture right now. He's wearing that. And this is when he activates his Sharingan. He's just gonna keep it active. And they're all wondering, like, what exactly is his quirk? And Mineta just says to everyone, like, since they said it out loud, he just said, he has the best quirk. I would trade it for mine in a heartbeat. And Deku kind of laughs and is like, yeah. And just shoots Mineta like a look, basically saying, do not tell them about that one day. And then I kind of gulped and was like, yeah. Kind of laughed a little bit. Now, what could I do? Okay, but, Deku, like, they make it to the USJ. Everything goes the same at the beginning until the villains start showing up. And Deku, realizing he could teleport, decided to get everyone else out of there. So he quickly went to his Mangekyo and commuted them all away. Basically saying, that they should all get out of there, and he teleports them back to the base. Now, Deku teleporting that many people with a Mangekyo Sharingan he just unlocked. Now, currently, if he overuses his Mangekyo Sharingan, like, he does start getting his vision does kind of blur, and he's unable to use the ability because of overuse of it, because it still has to evolve into the eternal state. He doesn't have to cut out someone else's eye, no, but he still has to kind of master all the abilities the regular Mangekyo until we're moving on. So he quickly reverts, so his Mangekyo, he reverts it back to 3 Tomu and looks at everyone else and he's just thinking, dang it, he overused the Sharingan. So a whole bunch of villains start going after him. Shigaraki's very mad since there's only one kid left. So he just gets all the villains and they come over there. Now back to all the other students, they're all wondering why Deku did not follow. And this is when two people said 2 different things. I thought, Tsukichi said, I bet he's actually a traitor. And some people kind of agreed. And Aizawa said, his quirk might have a limit like mine. His eyes go in that certain state, but like mine, I guess he can only use it so much, so he decided he's going to teleport everyone else. That means he must be in a weakened state right now. So some people believed him. So they're all on the crossroads. Then they realized they should probably go get some teachers. This is when Deku... Well, now back to Deku. Deku is using Sangans and Shidoris and using as many shadow clones as possible. This is kind of when, like, he notices he's gonna start running low on chakra soon. He's taking down villains left and right, but the amount of chakra he has to use, he's used the Mangekyo Sharingan a lot. He has used a lot of shadow clones. He's already exhausted from having his shadow clones working that entire day. And he pretty much, one of the bad things about it is you also gain their exhaustion, and they were working 4 hours from the beginning of the day. Since it's near the end of the day, they're no longer working, but Deku has their exhaustion. And Deku, right now, he's kind of just running on fumes. His vision is getting very blurry, because he overuses Mangekyo, and is now still working his Sharingan, and it's still causing of his vision to be kind of impaired, but his Sharingan's still helping him keep track of people. This is until Shigaraki tells Kurogiri to bring out the Nomu. And when the Nomu comes out, it just hits Deku hard, sending him straight into a wall. And Deku, he's getting mad. Thinking he probably should have tried to teleport himself out, but because of the chakra exhaustion, he can't now. He probably could have if he pushed himself earlier. Now he can't. And he's just getting mad at himself. And he's getting mad that he never... about what his family did to him. Like, he's pretty much having like, his life practically going right in front of his eyes, and it's all pretty much pure torment. This is when the seal starts drawing chakra from Kurama, and so it responds to Deku's anger. Kurama can really do nothing about it. He can kind of stop how much. He can kind of control it a little bit, but it keeps on drawing out more and more. So this is when Deku, his Sharingan just completely deactivates, and all it is just a red eye slits. And a red aura just surrounds Deku, and he starts getting fangs. And he just hits the Nomu, sending it backwards a little bit, just pushing it back. Not that much, but he starts taking down some of the shadow clones that are still there. also start getting the same effect. Since shadow clones can have some, well, can do, like, well, can have your Kerma chakra like that too. So they're starting to get stronger. Shigaraki's like, what is this quirk? This is when Deku gets the 1, then the 2, and the 3 tails. And he's just powering up more and more. And like, this is when All Might gets there to see that most of the villains are already taken down except for 1. This is when Deku reaches the 4 tails. And he just becomes, he just looks more like a beast than a person. He looked kind of like starting to resemble a fox, but with 4 tails. And you can hardly tell. Did I say Naruto earlier? Well, anyway, you can hardly tell that Deku's a person anymore. So he's just completely obliterating the Nomu, taking him down. His claws just slice the Nomu in half, causing the Nomu to die. Now All Might has to try and take down Deku. This is when a frog kind of jumps off a Naruto and puts a seal on Deku. I said Naruto. Okay. Well, he jumps off Deku and puts a seal on him. Deku would put a seal on himself, and because Kurama said if he ever got to the 4 tails state, it would be very hard to get him to go back. So he had a frog who had the key to the seal, put it on him. Like, he sealed the frog on him, so if it ever got to the 4 tail state, the seal could seal the 9 tails chakra. So Deku collapses, and that's where I'm gonna leave this video off for now. Until next time, goodbye.